Redcastle in Donegal was a hub of excitement on Saturday evening as the seaside village played host to the penultimate round of the Dunlop National Rally Championship, the Donegal Harvest Stages Rally. Although newly crowned national champion Tim McNulty was absent, the new Group N tarmac champion Gary Jennings headed the competition in his Mitsubishi. The Subarus of Kevin Barrett and Niall Maguire were next in line, ahead of a host of two-wheel drive machinery, all vying for championship points in their respective classes.
On the limit sports and chat home with Kunde Donegal on Vita and me in St. Creek Comortis Valley Nationta Dunlop.
So with the overall title already claimed by Tim McNulty, second place was still up for grabs. And Kevin Barrett just needed 5 points to claim the runners-up spot.
Well, Kevin, the championship has been wrapped up now, so maybe a bit of a recreational event for you today.
Yeah, I think we need to get 5 points here just to secure second place, but look, it's always a good run rally, so we'll be having a go as well.
I think the country's talking about it, Gary. You're out for the win today.
Yeah, I think we're here to having a good push out today. You know, unfortunately we come in a Group N car, but I think especially with the conditions, it should suit us, you know. So yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll know after the first one.
Despite his absence, Sam Moffat claimed the Motorsport Safety Team Group N award as rival Robert Barrable was competing in Scotland. But still out for Class 4 honours was Shane Maguire.
Yeah, Sam and James had a great year, and congrats to them on winning the championship. So we'll try and get up in a first in the class today, hopefully. So see how it goes.
An epic battle was on the cards in Class 14 with Wesley Patterson hoping to keep ahead of Washington James amongst others.
Wesley, you did take the lead at the last round in Clare, but it certainly is still all to play for in your class.
Yeah, we've got to get a good result here in the class and not wrap it up today. If Washington gets a good result as well, we'll both have to go to Skibbereen.
So despite the inclement weather, the spectators were out in force for the first loop of 3 stages. The loop proved very successful for Gary Jennings, navigated by local man Rory Kennedy. The Enniskillen native set fastest time on each of the 3 stages to hold a 21-second lead at the first service halt. With conditions so treacherous and with only 5 points required to claim second in the championship, there were no heroics from Kevin Barrett, who held third after the opening loop.
Straight through Crossroads 100. Straight crest 40, crest into dip and right into crest 60. Through dip into right into crest 60. Through Crossroads 300.
Niall Maguire regretted his tyre choice for the opening loop, but he still managed to emerge from the mist in second place.
Flat left, 160. Left over crest, okay, 40. 1 right over crest, keep in, 100. 3 left, slowing, 40. 5 right late. 3 left, slowing, 45 right late, the sign.
It was a very challenging opening loop for Gary McPhillips, who had to contend with a damaged back axle on stage 2, but finished the loop in 5th place overall and led the two-wheel drive race.
Conditions are very slippery, so and we got to the end of the first one, and then through the second one broke a bolt in the back axle, so it left her a bit twitchy on us, but we still got through the stage safe, and well, we're happy enough for the minute. Change tyres now and try and get a bit softer, and but it's very hard to get a tyre to suit them conditions because it's that shiny a tyre. So, but we'll give it another go after service and hopefully keep steady.
Keeping steady in these conditions was proving a difficult task, as Rodney Wilton found out after a number of overshoots left him 9th overall and 4th in Class 14. Wilton was far from the only one to struggle on the opening loop. Wesley Patterson had a number of overshoots, including one on stage 2, which left him stuck in a ditch for over half a minute.
Wesley, I don't believe you have time for caution, but you nearly have to be cautious on those stages, don't you?
There's the two slippery stages I've ever been on. I went wrong on the first junction, we overshot it, and I just got worse after that. So, but before the end of that stage, we got it going again, and we're having a good cut, but I'm down the T junction, square right, and so I spun into the hedge backwards and installed it. Couldn't get the car started. Had to wait on the spectators pushing us out. So, management passes were dropped over 30 there. So, second stage with the first junction again, when overshoot, just can't get the car to slow. So, we're going to put softer tyres on there.
Luckily for Wesley, his Class 14 rival Washington James had an even more torrid time on the first loop. Faulty wipers being the last thing one needs on such a day.
For Washington, the pressure's never off for you, and I know you're still battling for championship points as well.
Yeah, the wiper blades, well, the wipers packed up on the first stage, so we had to do the other three then without the wipers, so we're struggling. We lost about a minute, I think.
And we also witnessed that overshoot on stage 2 for you.
That's very good. It's always on TV when you do that.
I hope there'll be no more of those mistakes later on tonight.
We've had 4 today, so I'm sure there'll be more.
First of many Donegal men to tackle their home stages was Manus Kelly, who trailed Gary McPhillips by just 3 seconds after the opening loop. Not going quite as well was fellow Donegal man Declan Boyle, who was outside the top 10 in the Limelight Mark II.
40 up the hill, 2 right, absolute 100. Absolute crest, 200 up the hill. Watch your skip here now. 100 is it? Up to the square right in the pole, remember? Have you? Slippy 5 right. Slippy 5 right. Slippy 5 left long.
Also outside the top 10 were Draperstown's Camillus Bradley and local navigator Crawford Henderson.
80, turn tight square left at the chapel. Fields inside, outside. Easy, let her run down, handbreaker.
Shane Maguire's hunt for maximum Class 4 points wasn't going to plan, as he lay 3rd in class and 14th overall.
How did the first loop go for you?
No, not so good. With 2 spins in the first stage and then a middling time in the second one, so don't know about the third stage yet what way it went.
So a tyre change now?
Tyre change now and a bit of work done to the car.
Leading Group N and holding 4th overall on their home event were Trevor and Kenny Bustard. Pat Kirk and Peter Ward were 2nd in Group N and 10th overall after the opening loop. Local crew Brian Brogan and Mac Walsh held 7th overall and 3rd in Class 14. First of the Class 13 machines was the escort of Michael Conlon. The Monaghan man held 2nd in class after 3 stages. With championship rival Sam Smith absent, Frank Kelly was hoping to take over the points lead with a win in Class 13. But as for many, the opening loop proved treacherous. The Tyrone native held 18th overall and 3rd in class after some costly moments. Things weren't going to plan for Martin McGee either. The Donegal man was outside the top 20 after stage 3. Faring much better was fellow Donegal native Declan Gallagher, who held the Class 13 lead and 8th overall. Another class leader on his home event was Joe McGonigal in the Class 6 Citroën C2.
Joe, sometimes the most dangerous stages are those that you know best.
Yeah, definitely with a few moments this morning, but push sort of paid off anyway, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Still in the hunt for the Class 14 championship, John McQuaid held 6th in class and 12th overall for the moment. In Class 11, Meade's Peter Wilson had a troublesome morning before eventually retiring with mechanical trouble.
2 right tight over crest jump 60. Then crest jump into bump dip long into crest jump and 1 right at the top 80. 1 right at the top 80. Then 1 right long 40 and caution. Left over jump into more jumps.
It was so far so good for Donegal's Daniel Breslin, who held the Class 11 lead going into the first service halt, where we caught up with the overall rally leader, Gary Jennings.
It's a bit of a lottery day, you know. It was dry here, and we got the start of the stage. It was just teaming, you know. So yeah, we're happy where we are, you know. But I know rightly, if it dries up a bit now, it'll be a bigger battle.
Were you happy with the tyre choice you made this morning? So
No, I was happy enough with now on the third stage, but not on the first and second stage. I don't know what to do now. I don't know to put another line in the tyre or not. But maybe if it stays off, if it clears up here, maybe a bit more, maybe just run her the way she is.
might be a brave decision.
I'll see what I'll do. I'll scratch my head for a couple of minutes and see what happens.
So a cautious approach for the rest of the day?
Hopefully, we just need to gather 5 points. That's really what we're here looking for. So hopefully no heroics and try and get around.
And that's how the leaderboard looked, with 3 stages down and 6 to come.
Well, Shinny Unkidla, Unkundi Dunanal, Biggie Rash, Trishna Fogarty.
Take your dance moves to a whole new level with Dance Central 2. More songs, more moves, more fun. You are the controller. Dance Central 2, only on